What's up, guys? You got John Tilley today, this afternoon. I'm here in Los Angeles. It is 4 o'clock here in Los Angeles, or 3 o'clock. I'm sorry, it's 3 o'clock. And let me know in the chat if you can hear me, and importantly, where you're from, so I can get a sense of the room. And also, if you can, please fill in the poll. I've got a little poll on the right over there, hopefully on your screen. Today is going to be about Q&A. All your burning questions that you have for me, we're going to touch on those. You're going to have the opportunity to ask me those questions. We can jump in, look at tools. You can ask me about your business, business strategy, anything you want. We will talk a little bit about Q4 if you like, and we can look at product research. We can bring up some products, whatever you guys want. Today is the day for a little Q&A with me as we get into the holiday season with Amazon. So welcome wherever you are. Let me know where you're at. I'm going to look over here and make sure I can see. I don't see anything in the chat yet, so hopefully you guys are here. I see a couple coming through. Beck, always good to see you here. You can hear me, which is great. Sydney, Stephen, thanks for being on here. Geelong, I remember playing rugby against Geelong Grammar School at one stage many, many years ago. We won, by the way. We won. All right, Don, good to see you from Australia. Lots of people from Australia. I'm sure a few USA and UK people will be coming in pretty soon. So a couple of house rules for today. If you have a question, put it in the chat. You can put it in the Q&A if you want as well. If you'd like to come on live, you can hit that hand that says speak, and it'll kind of target one. I can bring you on at the right time. You'll just share your camera and you can come on live and we can have a conversation. So I'm here for the next 40 minutes and I'm here literally to answer questions. I see a lot more people coming in, plenty from Sydney. So Sydney, it's all about Sydney this morning, or this afternoon for me, in the morning for you guys. Veronica, what's up? Joseph, Warren, hey, Malaysia? I like it. Thank you, Warren. Thank you for mixing it up a little bit. Ryan, good to see you there too. It's a good winter's day over here in Los Angeles. I went for a surf this morning at 4:30 a.m. Can you believe it? I got up on a Friday morning at 4:30 a.m. So I'm a little tired already, but it's been an amazing week. From the Zon Guru side, we are head down, just jamming, trying to get everything done before the Christmas time, so you can get a week off before we hit the road running next year. We have a whole bunch of stuff going live next year early, which I'm super excited about. You guys are in for a treat when those things come out. But we have also a new tool coming out next week, which I'm going to give you guys an insider little tip into and show it to you in a second. It kind of aligns with some things we should talk about. Ms., good to see you. All right, so we have people arriving. Again, if you're just joining, hope you can see me. This is all about Q&A today. Ask me questions. Put it in the chat, put it in the Q&A. We're going to talk a little bit of Q4 and just jam for the next bit. I want to make sure I can answer questions. There is a speak hand there as well. If you want to hit the speak, you can jump on live. We can have a chat and just talk about your business. What do you want to know? I see we have the poll going over here. I put it in there. Heading into holiday sales, what would you like to dive into? Product research, great. Getting ready for 2021. What do you want to know about product research? Traffic and listing optimization, okay, one of the lowest. Business management, even lower. Okay, so we've got a lot of product researchers here, and then scaling and PPC. That's a good one. PPC is always a challenge, and I've got a few tips on that as well. So hit me up with your questions, guys. We can start to Peter. What's up? Good to see you, Peter. If you have any questions, again, just put it in the chat or the Q&A. You can also come on live. And I think the place I want to start is talking a little bit about holiday, right? Holiday sales. Most of you, if you're selling already, you're starting to see the bump in sales. America is going to lockdown again. We're having a big spike. Everyone's kind of like, why is there a spike happening? I'm like, well, look at the history books. I mean, everyone said it was going to happen, so it's happening. America hasn't dealt with it that well. There's plenty of spikes happening. I think California is in a really bad spot at the moment. But aside from that, people are buying online. They're going to be looking for everything online right now. And Amazon is a big part of that. So I think Q4 holiday sales are going to be probably the biggest they've ever been if they can deliver on the demand. So it's there, the traffic is there, the volume is there. How are you going to get those people? How are you going to beat your competitors? This is the trick around Q4. And I think the first place I want to start is, the general stuff. Everyone, yes, you have to have great images. I think with your images, I think if there is an opportunity for you to include something around the festive season, the winter season, you've got to be, creative about how you can include that in your image. Maybe it's a kind of a wreath or a little bow or something that maybe is on the product or the product box that makes it feel like it's Christmas gift. Those kind of things. I think it's going to grab attention over your competitors. So, maybe it's a tag. That's one that works really well because it kind of is part of the product. But one of those tags that look Christmas style, says a gift for you or something like that. Something that just grabs people's attention when they're searching for the product, that get them to click on the product. I think that is really important. So images, yes. Listing optimization, yes, critical. Making sure that you've used our listing optimization tool and you are maximized for traffic. Copy, absolutely important. Maybe addressing the holiday season. It's winter over here. If you have a product that is different seasons, adjust your copy to maybe focus on winter. I do that with my products. It works for all seasons, but when it's winter, adjust my copy to really talk to, Amazon.com buyers, and make sure that it kind of sits with the environment that they're in, which is cold, snow, these kind of things. So adjust your copy to be more relevant. That's really, really critical. And then, price. Price is a determining factor. You want to make sure you are getting the conversions from Amazon. Your price is a determining factor if you are on a page with a lot of other competitors, right? And so you want to understand who's in the market, what are they charging, and how is that playing with your business. And I think this kind of plays into Product Pulse. And I don't know if you we have a few sellers here, but if you are using the Product Pulse tool, this I think is a really critical thing for any normal part of an Amazon business, but specifically over holidays, it's really, really important. And for those of you who don't know what it does, it basically tracks, number one, your listing for anything that changes on your listing, and it will alert you. So if Amazon changes the dimensions without telling you, and they're going to charge you more on the product, it's going to alert you. If your listing or your bullets change, it's going to alert you. If there's a hijacker, it's going to alert you. If you are out of stock, or if your listing is inactive for whatever reason, it's going to alert you immediately. If there's a change in your price, it's going to alert you. That's huge, because you might have a sale price in there that runs out and you don't know, and you don't understand why your sales are down. But meanwhile, your sales price has disappeared and it's charging $40 instead of 27. So these are things you have to be alerted to. Really critical tool, and you'll get those alerts. But the other really important part, and the vision, kind of one of the needs that as to why I asked the guys to create this product, is around being able to track your competitors. When your sales are going up or down, it's dependent on your listing and your product. Absolutely. It's dependent on customer behavior, but most importantly, it's also dependent on your competitors' behaviors. Who are your top 5 competitors for your keywords, for your listing, results, and what are they doing on that page? What are they charging? Are they new players? Are they out of stock? If they're out of stock, can you bump your price up, make some margin? Be really reactive to what's happening in the market, and Product Pulse allows you to track your competitors and alert you as well. So I'm using the tool right now on my business. I get alerts, and it's helped me. Number one, just if the price changes, I get alerted. But if my competitors go out of stock, I can go in there and I can adjust my price, and I can capitalize on that. Or if they're undercutting me, I can adjust pretty quickly. So make sure you're using that over this next month or two, because you want to maximize your opportunity for sales. I think Product Pulse is an amazing tool. And I'm going to jump in and just show you a brand. This is the first group that we're actually showing the tool to, but we've made an update to Product Pulse. And I'm just going to jump in real quick and just show you guys, and then we can talk about product research. So again, if you have any questions for me, literally get in the chats or the Q&A, put the questions in because I want to answer your questions. So while I'm talking right now, if you have any questions, put them in there and we can talk about them. So let me share my screen real quick. Let me know if you can't see it. Let me know, please. All right, here we go. All right, sharing screen. Hannah, good to see you. Hannah, good to see you. Don, cool. Yeah. All right. Okay, sorry about that on my screen. Let's just go over here. All right, so I am in ZonGuru right now. All of you guys know this tool. This is actually just in our staging environment, so it's not even live yet. But I want to show you, and there's not that much data in here yet because it's obviously just a test account. But I want to show you an update that we've done to Product Pulse. Now, this is our dashboard, right? And an important part of the dashboard is obviously this trend graph where you can, click in here and you can say, hey, look at this is, this current period versus my previous period. I can look at gross revenue, net profit, organic sales, paid sales, advertising, a whole bunch of things that I can actually learn here. And I can look at it for this period and the period before. So for example, if I wanted to look at gross income over the two, you can kind of see, here's the line, right? And I can roll over and I can see my sales. And I can see if I'm doing better this month or worse. But this is the new one, Product Pulse Events. You see that over here, this pink one? And what it does is along the bottom for whatever your period is that you've selected. You're right here, I've selected 30 days, right? I can do 7 if I want. Let's just do 7. Maybe it's a little clearer. But you can see along the bottom right here, you can see these little pink dots. And if you roll over that, it's going to tell you as an aggregate what has happened to your listings and your competitors that you are tracking in Product Pulse. So for example, here I can see, hey, changes that were done today. There were 2 more ratings that came in from our products, 1 rating that came in for the competitor that I'm tracking. And there was a review that came in as well. And then if I scroll over here, I can see, hey, on this day, there were 3 changes to my price. There was 1 competitor change. The status on my listing changes, a whole bunch of stuff. So the point of this is that over time, and this is what I love about it, is over time I can reflect back and be like, hey, why did I get this massive dip that happened right here, right? This dip in sales, was that because I ran out of stock or my listing was suspended, or my competitors ran out, or pushed up their price or dropped their price? Why did all of these things happen? And as this builds over time, I'm going to have more and more of these pink dots that I can roll over, and I can actually see, oh, look, my sales spiked because my competitor ran out of stock, or this is a historical way, but it will give you inferences into understanding what is really going on. And you can click on it to see details, and this will just go straight over to a little pop-up, and you can look at all your products. It'll tell you your product. You can scroll down, you can see one of your competitors' products, and you can see, hey, what's happened, the number of changes, the price, has anything actually happened to that product? And then I can actually click through and look at it on Product Pulse. It'll go to Product Pulse. And this is, my product right here. This is everything that I can track. So you can see the list, price, number of sellers, status, brand. I can go in here and notify me for all changes, notify me for none. And also showing the graph, and that was the graph that I just showed you. So you can actually see it in that graph. So it's a really important way to get notifications when things change, or if you have a competitor and you want to see what's going on with their business, you can see it there. Now, the other cool part is it is available in, and I think I have it over here. Yeah, it's available in, let's go over here to under product research, into Sales Spy. You're going to see this coming live. This is going to be next week. But if you open up any Sales Spy graph now, if you're tracking your product, competitors, niches you're looking at, you're now going to see this Product Pulse indicators along the bottom. So you can actually see, hey, what happened on this actual thing? Oh, no changes today. Then we go forward one day, and I can actually see, whatever the changes were that happened to that listing, I can actually see it. So it's going to give you a lot of indicators around the products and what's happened over time. But most importantly, it's to make sure that you can be nimble, be quick to changes, beat your competitors, and then historically look over time and actually see any changes that are happening to your business. So I love this tool. It's amazing for me and my business. I think it answers a fundamental question, which is why are there changes to my business? Is it because of me or because of my biggest competitors? And what is the reason for that? So super critical. This is going to be live. I think it goes live next week, guys. So watch out for that. It should be coming up pretty soon, and we can we'll show you guys pretty soon. So all right, so that is a new tool. You guys are the first to see that, and let's jump into some questions. So again, if you have questions, put it in there under the chat, under Q&A, wherever you guys put the questions. I want to jump in and address some of your questions. So let's see. Chris, all right. Chris, I have research paralysis. What is a quick way to whet my appetite? This happened to me a bunch of times. I think the best way to beat your research analysis by paralysis is to take the pressure off. So the way that I used to do that is I just open up an Excel sheet, and then I literally put a list of 1 to 10 down the side of it, and then I just literally went into Amazon and I just started to have fun and spend 20 minutes just going down the rabbit hole, finding a few ways of exploring different keywords, maybe jumping over to Google Images, looking at things, and just my whole goal for that 30 minutes, and it would be 30 minutes only, would be, hey, I want to just put down 5 products in here. I don't really want to look at the demand. I don't even want to rate them. I just want to jump in and spend some time looking at different products and see what we find. So, if you want to do that, we can just jump in right now and just give it a try. I can open up a Google Sheet right here. Let's see if I can open one up. And let's just, you guys can throw ideas at me if you want. We can, go down the rabbit hole, see what we find. And maybe we find a good product. Maybe we don't. We'll see. We'll see what happens. So let me open up a little Excel sheet over here. And then let's do it. If I had analysis by paralysis, I would just come in here and I would think to myself immediately, hey, what are some cool product ideas that I'm interested in, and then just start to play around with it. I jumped in literally before this and I was like, sharpening stone. So I type in sharpening stone. I think sharpening stone is a little too probably too generic. So I just went and added the word Japan because I thought, hey, maybe Japanese are really cool and they do some great craft. I can kind of go in here. This is Kodo over here. I can kind of open this up. I can look at the product. Look, it's a good niche, 64%. Great. I can put that product down and then move on. So don't even spend too much time in there. Just kind of put 1 or 2 searches in there. Look at the score. If it kind of looks good, just put it in. Search volume is down because I added the word Japan because it's not really kind of a short generic term, but it's in there. It's got great revenue, and that would be as far as I would go with that search. Then I'd probably scroll down. I might just look at what else pops up on the page, maybe some ads. I would probably go down and start playing a little bit around here and just go, okay, let's do sharpening stones. Let's take out Japan. Just use the Amazon search terms here and to go sharpening, and then you see what comes up. Sharpening puck, interesting. Sharpening rod. Maybe I'll just click on sharpening puck. Let's see what that is. And this is how I look for products all the time. I'll go there, sharpening puck. Interesting. Never seen this product in my life. Is it cool? Totally different way of doing a sharpening stone. Maybe that's an interesting solution. So I would do that. I would go down on the left-hand side under knife sharpeners, hunting equipment, hunting and fishing. Maybe this is a cool category. Click on that. So I'd play on the departments on the left-hand side. I'd play on the brands. I'd just start clicking around. Like this is all sharpening tools. So this kind of interesting gear tactical can case. I've never seen that. Just click on this. See what it is. And this is just fun. I mean, for me, I love going into stores and spending a little bit of time, jumping around, looking at design stores, spending time in there. I would just do things like this, bring up products, and then put them into this Excel spreadsheet, and then go through once I've got that. So now I've gone in, I've created a list of 5 different products, and I've spent 30 minutes. I probably wouldn't do anything with that day. I'll just be like, hey, I'm done for today. And then, go into my day, and tomorrow come back and do another 30 minutes and get another 5 different products. This is the way to beat analysis by paralysis. Put all those products in a row, and then actually start to open up the Chrome extension and start to look at the niche rating score, and really just start to understand, okay, let's kind of understand, what is the actual demand, the competition, and actually start to unpack that, and then just go through and say, hey, from this list of 10, I want to select 3 that are the best, move them over, put it on the list, and then start to look at Google images, ways to differentiate, run a love-hate, look at some key points, and start to work through that process of, hey, is this a good product? Run a keywords on fire session. That's one of the ones that I really love using to get through analysis paralysis. I'll go in there. I think I have a session open here. Let me see if I do. I'd go in and run a keywords on fire session. Here's one that's open. And start to look at what keywords come up that give me different product ideas. So this is how I generate a list of things, and I don't think further than that, because it's just about fun and collecting a whole bunch of ideas, and then go through and really filter them. And then when you start to find this is the other analysis paralysis point that you run into, is you get to that point where you've selected 3 products and you're like, hey, great, these are 3, but how do I choose? How do I move to the next step of actually sourcing that product and actually pulling the trigger? And that is a big delay that happens, I found with my journey as well. And the 2 kind of things to get through that is, 1, use our easy source tool. Remember that's right over here. You can click on this, you can look at products that you can source on Alibaba, start connecting, putting briefs out to different suppliers, get connected with a supplier, ask them for their catalogs, see what products they have that maybe you haven't even thought of on Amazon. There's so many ways to get product ideas. That's going to get you through some analysis paralysis. And then the final thing is just, book a day and next week with 3 people that you trust and say, hey, I'm going to present to you 3 ideas. I want you to help me pick one. And that's the one I'm going to move forward with and actually start selling. And I did that when I launched my first product. And the point being is, like, don't put too much emphasis on that product being your $1 million product idea. It's going to be one product that, if you do it well, it's going to generate some profit, but it's going to get you going on Amazon. And then your next step is to launch product 2 and product 3. And once you have 2 to 3 products live, you're going to be doing, guaranteed, if you do it and you just follow the system, you're going to be doing 50,000 a month, 60,000 a month, 100,000 a month, and you're going to get to the number you want to get to. So that's how you kind of work through the Amazon process, for me anyway, and how I get through analysis paralysis. Is too often we overthink things because we have all this education material, and what it boils down to at a single stage is actually just following the steps, and going one step at a time. Your first step is not even to find a product. Your first step is to collect a bunch of different products. Then it's to analyze it and just kind of work through small little barriers. That'll get your momentum going, and you'll get there. This is another search. Case in point, I just did that one on a sharpening stone, and I was like, oh, Japanese sharpening stone, they are good at crafting. What else? Oh, maybe like bartender. I put in Japan bartender kits. These are the normal ones that sell. Great. We can kind of look at the score here. But how cool is this? This wall organizer with bar. I mean, it's a sponsored. You probably won't see it again, but it's right here. And that could be a super cool product. It's a great niche. 61, great price points, monthly revenue super high. Competition opportunity is actually not bad. It's 40%. It's not that bad at all. You can get in on this page. It's a great product. I would probably, looking at what's here, I would steer away from all of this, right? It's all the same. I don't really see much difference. This looks good. Bartender kit, bam. This looks amazing, what is that? That's a bartender wall organizer, sponsored. So it should be right up here at the top. Let's see. Okay, he's doing $4,000 a month. I mean, he might have just launched. He's doing $4,000 a month right there. He's got a super low rank, so he's sponsored, but this guy's coming in, and he's coming in hot. I would love to have a product like that. So, this is just a way to kind of get in, search, look around. This is kind of that cross between an apron, which bartenders wear, and something you can put on the wall that looks super cool. There's an audience for that. And the point being is that the more targeted you can be, the more unique, the more you can appeal to a certain target within a category, the better you're going to do. Bartender wall organizer. I don't know. I'm going to put that in real quick and just see. Let's see what comes up. Bartender wall organizer. So, kind of getting back into that. In terms of the question, Chris, that's our search. If you have any follow-ups on that, let me know. Would love to hear a little bit more. Let's see. What else have I got here? Okay. All right. Another question. Let's see. Nina, I'm going to read your question. I have a question regarding product research selection. I found a niche within a niche. Yes. Well done. Product that I'm considering. However, I'm stuck when running the numbers. I find when researching search results on Amazon to see if there is room for my product, I've noticed it makes a huge difference which keyword I am basing the results on. For example, if I use overall broad product search term of the product type, the Amazon search results look like very high demand for the product, but also a bit crowded, big sellers. But if we do a more specific search term, there's no one else really doing that in the category. Okay. How do we decide which terms to base our figure calculations off for the opportunity identified? Okay, really good question, Nina. Let's see how I can address that for you. Let's go over here. Sorry, it's going to load really slowly because I'm actually presenting through the webinar right now. But if I can, okay, so we're loading up this bartender wall organizer. While that's loading, it's important to think about how Amazon works, right? Everything is keyword specific. So I'm typing in here bartender wall organizer. That's a very specific keyword, right? Now, the results that are on this page are all organically ranking based on that keyword that I just typed in, right? That's number one. But the actual sales are made up of a whole bunch of keywords for that product. So just because I typed in bartender wall organizer doesn't mean that the product that is showing here and the sales, for example, this product up here is doing. Am I in a strange category? I mean, interesting. It doesn't mean that this product is doing $1,000 just on a bartender wall organizer. It's doing it all the keywords that it actually ranks for that people find it. So in terms of how you actually choose whether this product is worthwhile based on the keywords, there's two answers on that. The more specific your keyword, the better chance you have of winning and getting to page one, right? And the better chance you have of converting that person, because if someone types in bartender wall organizer, it's quite specific, but there are a lot of results here, and honestly, it's mostly wall organizer that I'm seeing here. But if I typed in, for example, rustic wood wall organizer, and this product pops up, obviously my chance of conversion is way higher. So very specific keywords are important. But in terms of deciding what keywords you want to choose, the best tool to use is just to go in and actually use Keywords on Fire, because that gives you data based on specific keywords. So for example, we were looking at a sharpening stone. I can look right here and I can say, hey, knife sharpening stone, right, is doing for that keyword, which is the top, for that keyword for the top 25 listings, it's doing $92,000, right? So it's doing $92,000. Search volume is 5,000, which is good. And for the top 25 competitors on page one, 13 of them have that actually in their listing, right? So it's a good keyword, but it's relatively competitive, right? Whereas if I go a little further down and I look at some of these other ones, so let's go whetstone sharpening kits, right? It's 83,000. It's got a search volume of 5,000, still high, but there's only 8 that actually use that. So I can understand from looking here that, hey, maybe for my product, it's better to target whetstone sharpening kits because it has a good search volume, it has a decent dollars from keywords, but there's less competitors that are actually ranking for that. So maybe it's more competitive. I can get in and I can actually, get to page one. So, and then importantly, look at this ZG launch column right here, and it will tell you how many sales I need to do per day to actually get onto page one for that specific keyword. So for example, whetstone over here, it's saying I need 22. It's obviously a way higher search volume, way higher demand, but I need to do 22 sales a day or 23 sales a day versus 12. So that kind of helps you to understand what are my strategies that I'm doing? What is my PPC going to look like? How much money do I want to spend on PPC? Am I using Facebook? How many sales can I get a day? So, getting in that 12 range a day is probably way better than being in the 24. So, to answer your question, Nina, take the product that you've got, your niche within a niche, run a keywords on fire session on it, and then your goal is to actually look through the keywords and identify what are the top 10 keywords that I would be targeting if I launch this product, and how competitive is that, and do I think I can win on those? And if you can find those keywords, put them in your listing, and run PPC to those specific keywords, you have a real good shot of getting in there and beating your competition. So this is the next step in that evolution of, you found the niche within the niche, run a keywords on fire session, look at that, and then importantly, go over and look at a listing optimization session on that as well, because you will start to see, hey, where are these people putting those keywords in their listing, and can I beat them? If you can beat them, you have a really good shot. So this is going to be the tool that's going to get you there. And then on the right-hand side, remember, as you scroll down, you look at some of those longer tail keywords, they're not going to be as competitive. All the greens start to pop out. These are some real longer tail keywords that you should target. You see that one? Japanese whetstone sharpening stone. It's actually, it's got some dollars from keywords. It's obviously much lower volume, but it's not as competitive, right? So there's going to be a few here. Maybe it's that's a knife sharpening electric. That won't work. But maybe there's a few here. Knife sharpener kit. Okay, that's a little bit less competitive. So you can kind of find those ones that really work, and you can win and get to page one. And this is called, just to kind of add to that, the final step is called a halo effect. And the concept of halo effect is, if I can identify relevant keywords that are not as competitive, that have lower volume, they're longer tail, that I can target and I can actually win on and beat my competitors and get conversions for those, Amazon will start to notice that, and it will start to give you more traffic for some of the more competitive keywords as well. And then you'll start to rank for some of those shorter keywords, those broader keywords that you're thinking about. So there's a lot of ways to get in and do the sales. So I would just really focus on identifying your top 10 keywords that you would target and see how competitive they are and target those. Hopefully that helps, Nina. If you have a follow-up on that, just ping me. Happy to answer it. Just to kind of follow onto that, Nina, is, go in and look at Listing Optimizer, right? So this is that sharpening stone idea. I've pulled in the keywords. All of them are here. But most importantly, what you can do is you can actually pull in up to 8 different competitors. So find your top 8 competitors, or the guys who are on Amazon doing the most sales, put them in here, and look how optimized they are for those keywords. These are the best keywords that you should be optimized for. And it will tell you right here where in the listing they appear. Knife sharpening stone, it appears in a whole bunch of places on the listing. But out of all the competitors, they all have that in their listing. And on this one, it's actually in the title, right? So it's right here. It's in the title as an exact match. But this listing over here, right? This guy doesn't even have he has it in his listing, but it's a broad match, right? He doesn't have these keywords in here. So if I start to add these keywords, I can just I can add it to the back end, or I can add them to my listing. The score is going to start going up. You'll see right now it's going to go up 10,000. You can start to really optimize and make sure you can beat the guys 23 or 25,000, and just really see how optimized they are. The better you can do with your listing, the better insights you have on your keywords and where to put them, the better you have of beating them, and then you can absolutely win. And I guarantee you, if you do this optimization exercise with Keywords on Fire, with Listing Optimizer, and you run a manual PPC campaign with some of your top keywords here, and you know how to run PPC, you will absolutely win at this game. Cool. Nina, hopefully that helps. Mickey, is ZG product ID Excel sheet is read anywhere? Would you describe that? I'm not sure I'm following you. Is ZG product ID Excel sheet is read anywhere? Mickey, I'm not sure I'm following your question. If you want to just ping me again on what that is, I will happily answer that. What else did I want to say around listing optimization? Well, I think we can get into this in a second, and I want to. And actually, Ryan, you got a question here. Should we spend on PPC for a new product? How much should we spend on PPC for a new product? All right, let me just go here. I'm going to stop sharing for a second. All right. So, Ryan, I want to talk about PPC for a second. And we've just finished a case study. I don't know if you guys have seen it. It's on our blog. It's called the Business Optimization Case Study. It's a 4-part series. Watch that study. I've been sitting on Amazon for 4 years, and I learned a bunch just being on that case study, because what we ultimately did is the biggest ingredient to that case study is we had Stefan, our CTO, 7-figure Amazon seller. He's a genius. He's brilliant with data. And he came onto the show, and we walked through a live case study where we took a product. And the whole reason this came about is he said to me, hey, you know what? I can take pretty much, if a product is differentiated, it looks pretty good. Even if it's in a competitive market, I can optimize that listing and I can run PPC against that, and I can get the sales of that product way up. And I said, okay, well, let's take that challenge. Let's take a live listing and let's see what we can do with it. So we've taken an actual live listing. It's a customer's listing who obviously agreed to doing it and worked with us on it. And it had flatlined in sales. It had no sales. They had run PPC. They'd lost a bunch of money on PPC. And they were like, we're going to kill this product. And we said, okay, well, let's take this product. Let's see if we can get it back to 6 figures. Let's see if we can get this thing selling again. And that 4-part series walks through exactly what Stefan does from a listing optimization, how he uses keywords on fire, listing optimization, how he looks at broad and exact match for your title. And this was a genius moment for me, because he shortened the title to probably half of what it normally is. And he exact matched on way more keywords, and the optimization score went through the roof. So we did the optimization, and then we ran PPC, and he kind of walks through his whole PPC strategy, how he sets up PPC, how he improves it. And there's a download in that series where you can actually get the standard operating procedure, his exact kind of steps as to how he executes on his PPC setup. So if you are struggling with PPC, Ryan, get that thing, watch that series. It's going to teach you way more than me sitting here and trying to explain all of it. But he gets into that whole idea of like saying, how much should I spend on PPC? And what I would say to you, just as kind of, if you're launching, you can go spend money on Facebook. You can spend money on a whole bunch of marketing activities that cost money. So have a budget for PPC. Drop your price, right? Make it super, super competitive, because you want the sales, you want the conversions. You're not there to make money on your first order. Your first order is there to rank, get noticed by Amazon, and hopefully on that first order is to break even at the end. If you break even, or if you even lose a bit of money, it's great. That's what you want to do. What are your second thing? And just get the sales pumping. And you do that by dropping your price and running good PPC based on your major keywords. So you optimize your listing for your keywords, and you have a manual campaign set up with all of those keywords in there. So put all those keywords in there. Importantly, put them in there as broad, exact, and phrase match, all three. Treat every single one differently. So as you look at it each day and you need to adjust the bid, just adjust them separately. Don't think about exact match being, more expensive and a higher bid than broad match for that keyword. Just treat them all differently, separately, put them in there. And then each week, and this is it takes a process, but each week you need to pull the search term reports. You need to look at the results. You need to understand which keywords are driving clicks and converting, and which keywords are driving clicks, money, and not converting. And if they're not converting, and there's a certain range that we talk about with Stefan in that series, if they're not converting over time, get rid of them, because they're wasting your money. You need to really optimize for the ones that are converting, and then spend some money there. And so in terms of budget and how much to spend, you have to run some numbers, Ryan, and say, if I have 100 units, right, in that I'm selling, and I have this margin, my cost of goods of this, I have, I'm giving Amazon this, I'm making $2 profits for that unit every time it gets sold. I can spend up to $2 for every single unit that I sell until I'm out of stock. So I have 2 times 100, I have $2,000 worth of PPC budgets. If I can spend all 2,000 and I can sell all that stock, I'm breaking even and I'm good. So, work out your leftover and say, that's exactly how I would do it. I would just say, hey, my product and my Amazon fees are $50. I'm selling it for $100. So I have $50 per unit that I can spend on PPC. I have 100 units that I have $5,000 that I can spend there and just break even on that first round. So that's how I would treat it. I would say in a 4 to 5 week launch process, you're only going to start to see making money towards the end of that. And that's okay. That's just the name of Amazon right now. And honestly, in terms of a marketing budget, that's your best spend you're ever going to get to drive marketing. You're favoring the algorithms, you're using PPC, you know how to do it, and you can launch and really drive your business. The other tip I'd give you on that is have everything dialed in when you launch. Don't just launch and be like, hey, I've got kind of photos. I want to see how I do for the first couple of weeks. Maybe then I'll start PPC. Launch that product, push it live, have your PPC, everything set up, push go, spend $100 every day for the first week, whatever it is, maximize your PPC, dial that thing in, and just put all your guns blazing behind that first 2 weeks, because Amazon is going to give you a shot in those first 2 weeks. They want customers to see your product. No matter what it is, they're going to put some traffic behind it because they want to test and see, is this a great product? And if you get the click and you're getting the conversions, they're going to send more traffic to your listing, and you're going to, your problem is going to be staying in stock. But you have to get those first 2 weeks right. So make sure you have that dialed in, whether it's just PPC and listing optimization, that needs to be all dialed in, photos, everything before you launch. If you're going to do, off Amazon traffic, Facebook, whatever, have that dialed in, do it straight off your launch. Have a great launch strategy. It's really critical nowadays. You guys have to get that right, because coming back from that is much harder. All right, Ryan, hopefully that helps. All right, Chris, no problem, helped. Veronica, what is the budget for running PPC per day? So it's kind of in line with what I was saying to Ryan. What I would do when I launch is I wouldn't even put a budget in. I would probably put maybe a max, and I'd probably put it at like, I don't know, $200 or something like that for the day. I would start with fewer keywords, very targeted keywords, and I would run it for a few days. Definitely put a max on it because you don't want to go crazy, and just drive it according to your budget. So do your budgeting homework beforehand and say, hey, if I want to, a good line in the sand is to say, if I want to break even after my first order of stock, and I know I'm going to be making $2 profit on each unit, and I have 1,000 units, you have $2,000 of budget to spend on PPC divided by the days. Push it heavy on the first week, on the first 5 days, spread it out over the 2 weeks, and just drive as much budget as you can there, be responsible with it. And importantly, you'll see this in the case study. You need to be consistent and patient. You can't be making so many changes, pulling things out. There's a formula that you need to go through, and it's going to take 4 to 6 weeks to really dial it in. So I can share my screen real quick. I'll just show you where it is. Maybe I'll just bring it up. I'll show you the blog. You just put your email address in there. Put in the email address that you have signed up with Zonguru, and you will get an email with all the attachments and the access to the whole series. It is gated, so if you're a new customer, you need to actually sign up for a free trial. It's just a free trial. Get in there, and you will, you'll get everything you need there. So if I share my screen real quick, I'll show you this case study. Honestly, guys, this is worthwhile, and there's actually a pretty big twist at the end. So definitely get in and watch it. Let me show you real quick. So just go to Zonguru blog. If you're here, I've just gone in over here, Zonguru, under resources to the blog. It's the first article right here. Stefan's looking lean and mean. This is the whole series. Guys, if you haven't spent time on the blog, this is where you need to be. There's so much great material in here. Events Hub, there's obviously all the live training, but all the way down the right, this is our featured posts. We do some comparisons to show you how good our tool is. And it's an objective comparison. We look at the halo effect. We look at the ultimate guide. Going back to, I think it was Ryan. It was Chris who's getting stuck on analysis by paralysis. Go in and follow this one right here. Where is it? This one here. Finding and validating your Amazon product research. Josh has a spreadsheet that you download, and he's literally got a video saying step by step, do this, get 5 products, do this, do this, do this. You just literally have to follow along. You can do that over 7 days. You're going to have an amazing product. This is one I would follow, Chris, for sure. We have some training here. Perfect product to sell on Amazon, the $1 million product challenge. We have obviously things on suspensions. We have a whole bunch of stuff going on here. Go into this blog. There's a lot here, but this is the one that I want to show you, which is the from flatline to 7 figures. If you click into this blog, there's a whole bunch you can read, on the actual page. But then, and sorry about the loading slowly. While it loads, I'll just read the next question. We'll come back. Oh yeah, it's loaded. So go over here, read this whole thing. It's got links to the series. You can access the series right here. Just click on it, and you'll see all 4 of the videos all the way down. Let's just put in your email address. Let's just put that in real quick. Let's unlock that. Remember, put in the email address that is linked to your account, and then here are the videos. You can watch this one. You can go and you can watch this one, this one, this one. There's all 4 there. Watch these. I promise you guys, it's going to help you with your business. This is really, really a great series. So check it out. Beck, great information. No problem. Yeah, watch the videos. It's going to be super cool. All right, guys. Let's kind of wrap it up if we can. I know. We've been running along already. But if you have any other questions, let me know. I'm here for a couple more minutes. Happy to answer anything. I'm just trying to see if there's anything else in the Q&A. The chat. I think the final thought I have here is probably let's just go over here real quick. Probably, guys, I think the final thought I'd have here is we're wrapping up a year. COVID has absolutely skyrocketed. Amazon in particular, e-commerce like crazy. I mean, we obviously are close. We're looking at the data. Places like Amazon Italy were doing nothing. Amazon France was kind of there. Germany was the top one. UK. Amazon Italy is going nuts right now. It's like all of the brick and mortar retail stores. They need to sell on a platform. They're all moving to Amazon. There's so much volume there. It's not going away, guys. And obviously on the other side, there's more customers. So this thing's not going away. If you're in the product research phase, you need to really spend your time right now, find that product, and just hit the ground running next year. It's so important to get a product live and find that niche within a niche. There's more volume and there's more players on the space. So again, it's about a niche within a niche. The more unique you can be, there is an audience for that product. So just dive in. The numbers are there. You're not looking for a $10 million product. You're looking for a 6-figure product as your first product, and you can build upon that. There's going to be a bunch happening next year. Look across markets. This is a really cool thing, that's about to come out. We'll be the first product integrated across all markets on Amazon, across all our tools. So when you're looking for a product idea, you can look in Amazon.com, but then you can go and look on Amazon UK, Amazon Germany, see where the opportunity is. Amazon Australia is booming right now. It's worthwhile getting in there. So, don't only just pick your product, but pick your markets. You can use Ping Pong. Ping Pong Payments. We just had a great webinar with them. It's so easy now to just literally sign up with Ping Pong Payments. They will open up a bank account in any local market that you want. And you can set your business up there and start selling. So, you guys, especially in Australia, you know how to do this. You've done it on Amazon.com. Do it for other markets. Just have a gander. Look at different markets. Look at products that maybe are new and unique in your market, Australia, and then go look on Amazon Europe and see if they're there, because they might not be there yet. And then you've got an advantage over anybody selling on Amazon Europe. So there's so many different ways to really do it. But this is your time. This is about reflection at the end of the year. If you're in product research, take the time right now, spend it doing product research, go through. If you have a little bit of time away from work, do some of the education stuff, get inspired, and hit the ground running next year. It's absolutely worth it. I was on a podcast with Jordan West, who's got a really successful business on Shopify. And his first business was a failure, but we talked about I think he lost $150,000, but what he learned out of that, he said he would have lost that 4 times over. because of the skill set he learned. So, importantly, yes, going back to kind of launch on Amazon, you want this business to be successful in the long run, but your first product, you're there to learn, and you're there to build upon the success you're going to have on Amazon. It's most likely not going to be your $1 million product off the bat. So take that pressure off. It's like, I'm going to find a great thing. I'm going to launch it. I'm going to have a certain budget I want to put behind it. And I'm going to launch my other products on top of this. So, that's how I would approach it. The other thing I would do is find a product that has a manufacturer that has a line of products. So it's easy to launch the second and third. You don't have to find a new manufacturer. Furniture was a great one for me because I was like, hey, you could do a coat rack, and then you could do a coat rack on the wall, and then you could do a chair. They have them all in one manufacturer. So once you find the right supplier, you've got a line of products to launch. So if you're looking to choose between products, choose one that maybe the manufacturer has more than one product that you can launch with immediately, because it just becomes that easier. Once you've got it done, you can just launch the first, second, third, fourth product straight after that. So that's a tip for you guys. Thank you. It's been great, guys. Appreciate you being on here. I'm going to wrap up, and what am I going to do? I'm going to probably put some Christmas lights up. Everyone's going nuts over here with their Christmas lights. So, any happiness you can get at home right now, people are jumping on the bandwagon. So I'm going to probably spend some time putting that up. And you guys have a great weekend. Enjoy the Saturday in the warm south down in Australia, if you guys are there. Have a great weekend. And next week, we have a new product coming out, Product Pulse. Check that out. Live training with Kimberly and Eric. You guys have probably seen them. They are amazing. Get in there, spend some time with them. What else is coming out next week? Days of Nuggets. If you haven't checked it out, if you're on Facebook, we're presenting on Days of Nuggets. I think it's PPC Entourage that is running it. It's a charity that's helps with child sex trafficking. So that's his charity of choice that he's trying to raise some funds for. But he's approached, I think it's 41 different Amazon experts, and they've all given their best 5-minute nuggets. And over 12 days, they're releasing all those. So if you want nuggets, 12 days of nuggets, get in there, check that out. It is, it's going to be inspiring to say the least. So I'll jump in there, check that out. That's the last tip I've got for you guys. All right. See you later. Enjoy the weekend, and we'll catch you next week. Cheers.